Hello, my name is Arthur Genser, and right now I'll be giving you my persuasive speech. It is going to be about how Germany, and by extension Europe in general, is in some very dire straits economically due to various extenuating factors. And I'll be providing my case for this. Essentially, the German economic model, as of post World War II, is basically that the German population will be highly specialized and educated in producing products that are very high on the value chain. And then they're going to use the American led global naval order to safely export these products to the rest of the world. And this will provide the basis of the German economy, basically, high value chain industry. However, there's a problem. You see, during the Cold War, even when Europe was divided by East and West into a communist and capitalist bloc, Russia decided that it could have a pretty good business opportunity by building pipelines and shipping oil to Europe. And so, even when they were geopolitical rivals, Russia and Germany decided to mutually benefit off of providing oil and thus money for one another. But, fast forward to 2022, and who would have thunk maybe it's not a good idea to get your main supply of energy from one of your biggest geopolitical rivals. Essentially, what has happened now, as of the Russo-Ukrainian war in 2022, is that because sanctions were levied on Russia in a very large manner, Russia is now responding in kind by shutting down the sources of oil to Europe, including Germany. Now, you see, this is a problem because more than half of Germany's energy supply comes from Russian oil. I believe 55% of its natural gas, if I recall correctly. And so, with that in mind, what do you think that's going to do to German industry when half of the energy in the country gone? Now, Germany's trying to supplement it by building new natural gas terminals in its northern sea ports. And it's also been saving some oil and trying to trade with new countries and partners. And they're able to make up for some of it. But a lot of German industry has already shut down, and more is expected to continue shut down. And in addition, even if Germany can make it so that the population can still use electricity for its personal needs, this is pretty much the end of German industry. I mean, the population was already aging. Immigration has shown to not provide enough people. And so now we are looking towards what very well may be a collapse of the German model or the model as we've known it, essentially. Now, this is going to be disastrous for the European economy, because keep in mind, back in 2008, for example, when the Greeks were headed into massive amounts of debt, who basically took on that debt in exchange for austerity measures and basically buoyed the euro currency? It was Germany. And so if the main economic beating heart of the European system begins to lose its industry and begins to have almost free fall in economy, well, that doesn't exactly bode well for the rest of Europe as an economy or a continent. And so, with that, I would say that this war has proven that the Germans' approach to geopolitics on purely free trade and ignoring geopolitical tensions and just trying to be as free trade as possible has sort of blown up in their face. America has warned Germany about this for quite some time. America saying like, hey, don't rely your energy sources on our geopolitical rivals, to which Germany responded, don't worry about it, essentially. And this wasn't helped by the fact that most of the German political establishment, including former Prime Minister Angela Merkel, basically said, no, the Russians are great trading partners. There's no issue with this. And everyone thought Angela Merkel was a great leader because the country was doing pretty well under her leadership. But she basically sowed the seeds for problems that the German leadership and country is basically only having to deal with now. And it very well may threaten the entirety of not just the German model, but the European economic model with it.